D.P. Saklani, Chairperson NCTE, Dr. Sunil Dabas, eminent sportsperson Padma Shri Rahul Pachori, Deputy Secretary from the Ministry, all my colleagues with us here today, entire NCTE family, a very good morning. This is a very special day because we have with us our chairperson, sir. He is visiting NCTE for the first time after he has taken over charge, and we are extremely fortunate to have such a person who is an expert in his field and will definitely be of great benefit to us and provide us the guidance as we go forward with all the mandates that are mandated to us under the NEP. We are also very thankful to Dr. Sunil Dabas. She needs no introduction, a very eminent sports person, a kabaddi coach, a national coach. She is the winner of the Dronacharya Award and also the Padma Shri. And it is to women like them that we look towards for inspiration. Thank you, ma'am, for being with us here today. Chairperson sir will give a very nice speech on Women's Day, so I won't take up what he's going to say. But for me personally, when I look at Women's Day, for us every day is Women's Day. But today is a special day in which we take the opportunity to acknowledge the contributions of women across the country, across the world, and also their empowerment, the significance that they have made in others' lives, in their own lives. For me, I have said this many times, my role model of woman empowerment is my mother. Right from very small, she taught me that it is very important for a woman to have financial independence. She taught me the notion of emancipation, of empowerment of a woman, and the example that she gave me, which I repeat many times, is, in those days you have this small thing. In our side we have something called pan mein jo supari hota hai. We eat that supari separately. So at that time it was costing, when we were young, it was some 5 paisa or 10 paisa. So I know many of you won't even think in those terms, but it was like that. And she used to say that even to buy a small supari of that amount, please don't stretch your hand before any man. You should be emancipated and empowered enough to buy it on your own. And that is the way she brought me up, and she has been my role model as a symbol of woman empowerment. Let me tell you one more thing. Empowerment is so important. In my side, at our times, a woman would not get married unless she had a job. If you did not have a job, you were not considered to be, someone whom, the boy would marry, because we believe in equal participation in the family. And in our side, we also have something, not the dowry, but it is a symbolic bride price, because the parents have nurtured the girl child, the lady, the female, for such a long time, and you are giving away a very integral and a very important part of your life to somebody to make that other household as alive as your own. So that is the concept of that I come from. So I have extreme conviction in the power of women, in the empowerment of women, in the independence of women, and in the equality between both the genders. I know that there are so many constraints that we face, whether it be, the disparities that are faced, especially in our country, whether it be at the birth of a child. I know that we are fortunate to be in urban India, so we don't see this bias. But if we go towards the rural side, and majority of us do come from the rural India, we find that if a boy is born, a male child is born, there is celebration. And if we don't receive any sweets when a child is born, it is understood that it is the birth of a girl child. Also, when it comes to education, the families don't want to educate the girl child because they feel ye to paraya hai and anyway she's going to go. So why should I waste my hard-earned money on the education of the girl child? Another thing is the household activities. The girl child will have to do all the housework, all the household chores, and then if she has to go to school or to college, if she has time thereafter, then she will go. Whereas the male child is not required to do all that. The dowry menace is another thing which is a serious menace. I don't understand why, for a qualified person, the girl's family should give dowry. What about the girl who is equally qualified? Why is it that the male side does not give the dowry? These are questions that each of us must question at each time. And also, this another thing which I think about is the changing of surnames. Why is it that when a woman gets married into a male household, that she has to change her surname? Why not the man? Have you ever questioned these traditions that have been going on for centuries? I have not changed my name because I believe that the name I've been born with is my identity. And if a man is to accept me, he would have to accept me with my surname. And also widows. If you go to Vrindavan, Mathura side, you see the widows which are there, the appalling condition of those widows. Why is it that after a man dies, a woman has to wear the white sari and be treated like a pariah? Why not the man? Why is there not the same norm for a man? These are the questions. These are the stereotypes that we must question at each time. We are all educated people here. We have to question this. And as the union theme this year is there, on the occasion of Women's Day, that is break the bias. These are the biases that we have to break. I am very happy to see that in the NCT family, the number of females are represented very adequately, whether it be in the as consultants or in the various other levels. It's nice to see that we have women in equal number, and also that the women are actively participating in all the cultural functions. I have seen that whenever any cultural function or any function is there, it is the women who are so actively participating. I find very less male participation. So therein lies your power. Please recognize that. You are making such a transformation in NCT. Okay, so last of all, I don't want to take too much time. This thing is already delayed, but we have to understand that this awareness and the sensitization, it begins at home. We have to teach our daughters ki, when they do well, we say that you are my beta, you be like our sons. No, it is not time to teach them that. We should teach them that we should be equal. Both sons and daughters are equal. I'm not saying daughters are at a much higher pedestal than men, than sons. We should teach them that they should be equal, and also that males and females, men and women, we are not walking ahead. Not the male is walking ahead or the female is walking ahead or someone is behind. We are walking hand in hand, saath saath chalna. We are partners in every endeavor that we undertake. So I think it is time that we understand all this. I have one thing which I want to say from this podium, which I take gender sensitization classes, and it's a bit uncomfortable. There is a lot of talk about what women should wear, what women should not wear. She wore this, and therefore those males took advantage of that thing. For example, in the case of rapes, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. We see thousands of men peeing openly on the roads. Do any of the women pounce on those men? I need you all to. I mean, this is a question which is uncomfortable, but it is something I need all the women and the men to question. So, therefore, it is not about what people wear. At the end, I would like to say, Apna Nazariya Badliye, it is time to break the bias. Thank you.